On today's episode of Pathmonk Presents, I've got a very special guest with me joining today. Please welcome Matty, who is the founder and the Chief Revenue Officer at Versium. Versium is a data technology company that operates a powerful B2B and B2C identity graphic that fuels marketing tools and services. They're constantly speaking with marketers to understand their challenges and always working to improve their products and services. Chris, thank you so much for joining us today. It's an honor to have you on the show.
Oh, it's a pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you so much for joining us. So for all of our listeners out there, tell us, what does your company do overall? What are the issues that you solve for them? And then who are the industries that you cater to overall?
Yes. And well, you teed it up very well. And we are all about data here and helping marketers leverage data and data technology tools to substantially improve their marketing effectiveness. And really what that boils down to, if you think about what we are, think of us as a data processing workbench. And on this workbench is a multitude of data tools that a marketer could use to help them on their data-driven marketing journey. So if you think about data-driven and how you leverage data, there's all sorts of different things you can do to maximize marketing effectiveness. From our perspective, these tools fall into three categories. We help fix our customers' first-party data. Data has all kinds of problems. There's errors. There's missing fields. There's typos. It gets outdated. It gets old. It gets stale. It's not formatted correctly. So the first thing we do in the data-driven journey is we help fix our customers' data. The second thing is we enrich their first-party data. We add additional data that helps their marketing be more effective, and that is data about people. If you're a B2B marketer, it's a business person you're trying to target. If you're a B2C marketer, it's a consumer you're trying to target. So we have an immense amount of contact data. So if you've got one email and an address you want to reach to people, we can give you additional contact points. We can give you additional insights like demographics, like purchase interest. So first we fix it, then we enrich it, and then most important, we help activate it. And by that, we mean we help extend the reach into digital platforms, whether it's Google or Facebook. We help give deliverable emails so you can activate an email channel. We're integrated into a lot of these platforms so we can provide seamless flow of data to help increase reachability. And that's really what we do as a business. You asked about industries. And so the beautiful thing about what we do here is it applies to virtually all businesses. We really focus on helping, working with marketing agencies as a channel, because we help them deliver greater value to their clients leveraging these data tools. And from an industry perspective, we break it down into, at high level, two categories. B2B marketers, people who are reaching business decision makers to sell a product to the business, B2B marketing, and B2C marketing. And that is people who are marketing to a consumer. From our perspective, a person is a person. They might be a vice president of marketing or a director of IT from 8 to 5 or 8 to 6 or 9 to 5, and a soccer dad or mom from 5 to 8. And you're a consumer, and it's the same person. So for us, it's independent of those channels, but there are different nuances to each. And then from a vertical standpoint, it really fits the gamut from small businesses to medium to very large enterprises. And all our tools are automated, so they're efficiently deployed and economically deployed to the full spectrum.
Great, that's awesome. I love how you gave me a full rundown of how you guys, work with not only B2B, but B2C. So that's great. So my next question is, how do your clients find you? What is your top client acquisition channel? Are we mainly, talking about digital marketing, inbound, SEO content, or is it a mix of a lot of things?
It really is a mix of a lot of things. I mean, there is no silver bullet in marketing. It's about reinforcing your message through multiple different channels. And people hear about the word omni-channel marketing. And we've shown that if you can synchronize an email campaign with a digital campaign, with outbound, with PR, it really accelerates the effectiveness of marketing and ROI. So if you can synchronize these things effectively and with data, so happens to be what we do, it works very well. Also, since we are in the business of helping marketers leverage data to more effectively accomplish their goals, which is bringing customers into your website, bringing in leads, selling products, we use our own tools. And one of the most powerful things we do, because we're a B2B company, we sell to businesses, is the ability to extend business target audiences into the digital ecosystem. And this is really, really powerful, because if you think about the entire internet digital ad ecosystem, it was designed to market to consumers. Facebook, Google, they command 60 to 70% of the ad spend online, but those are all consumer environments, right? Even LinkedIn, which is a B2B networking site, 75% of those profiles are mapped to a person's personal email, cdmatty@yahoo, not cmatty@Versium. So the challenge for the B2B marketer has been, how do I reach my target ICP or ideal customer in this digital ecosystem? So maybe I have 100,000 marketing decision makers that I want to sell my marketing product to them. So I've got 100,000 names and business emails that maybe were purchased from a Zoom info. And you want to you can send them emails, sure, but what if you want to put an ad campaign on Facebook or Google? Those platforms will allow you to upload a specific list you want to target, but because they're marketing to consumers, they can't find them. They can only find 10 to 11%. So what we do is we take in what we call consumer to business linkage. We take those 100,000 business emails and we identified multiple consumer or personal emails, physical address, cell phone, consumer identity contact points, and we associate those consumer identity contact points to those same individual business people. We encrypt it so it's all privacy compliant, and we format it for Facebook and Google, and now we upload it into those environments. And so we use that tool to now reach 90 to 100% of our target audience within the digital ecosystem where they're engaging. So now instead of reaching 10%, I'm able to put a digital campaign that reaches 100% of my target audience within these digital environments, Google and Facebook, where people are acting. So what happens is we quadruple the reach or ability to reach them, but because it's in these environments where they're acting, they actually engage, they click through, and they come through to our website. So that is one of our most powerful solutions, which happens to be our own solution, complemented with PR, with all the traditional stuff, and it really, it works tremendously well.
That's awesome. Thank you for giving me the rundown and showing me, pretty much how it works for you guys and, your plan of action that has been very successful. So thank you for that. So now we're going to switch gears and we're going to talk about you as a leader. So what does an average day look like for you?
Well, it's funny. The average day has changed in the last few years. Although I am back in the office 3 days a week. It used to be, working from home, and it was a little bit different. But really, it's every morning we do a stand-up session with the sales and CS team to go through, what's everybody got going on. It's an opportunity for the whole team to interact, often because we've been working remote, right? And we've lost that sense of being together. So we started this during COVID, where every morning at either 8 or 9, we get together for, it may be 15 minutes, maybe a half an hour. Sometimes it goes a little longer. It's a time for the team to interact. It's a time to share learnings. What's everybody up to in the day? And then my day kicks off to a lot of meetings, usually with external customers, partners, team members that need help in how we drive our business together and forward. And I interact with our head of marketing. I interact with our head of sales. We coordinate the different marketing activities, all with the goal of bringing in customers and closing business. So obviously, there's interspersed within that is between the external customer and partner meetings is various busy work, contracts being drafted, pricing models being discussed. We're always looking to take feedback from the market to improve our solutions. So we had meetings with the product team. It's really just all of the tactical things that lead to success that need to get done. So that's the typical day. And for me, it's a little bit of everything being a founder.
Oh, well, yeah. So you're very busy, you're constantly switching, jumping from one initiative to another. But I think it's great that you make the time not only for your team, but also, with fostering, relationships with your stakeholders. So I think that's wonderful. Oh, all right. Now we're getting close to the end of our interview, and I've got some rapid fire questions for you. Are you ready?
That's fun. Let me get my brain ready. All right, I'm ready.
Okay, cool. All right, here we go. All right. What is the last book that you read?
Well, I knew you were going to ask me this. Yes. Well, no, the honest truth, it's the subtle art of not giving a F.
All right, sweet. That's been a really popular book lately. So
It
super
just
excited.
happens to be the last one I read. I don't have a lot of time to read books, so the other one might have been a Jack Ryan story or something like that.
Oh, super cool. All right. Now, if there were no boundaries in technology, what would be the one thing you would want to have fixed in your role as the Chief Revenue Officer today?
No boundaries in technology. Uh,
Yes.
Now, what do you mean by boundaries in technology?
So let's say that, you could have any tool, you could do anything you wanted that could make your job easier now, whether that's, having a AI tool that, writes all your emails for you, or some automation system that, organizes all your
I got
meetings for
you.
you.
I got you. I got you.
Yeah.
Okay. So this is really boils down to it's sort of like, what's the one thing that keeps you up at night? In this case,
Yeah.
it's what's the one thing you want to accomplish that would lead to great success? And let's say it's a technology driven thing. And it's, what's the same answer, which is funny. The people do everything, right? Every problem that we have in an organization, one that could keep me up at night, is solved by somebody, some people, some group, some team. Everything we think about success in marketing, success in revenue, driving the growth of the business, that's not a problem. That's an ambition. That's a goal. That's a success. Guess what? It's done with the same people. So the one tool would be a tool that would help me find and identify the best talent, because it's the people you bring into the organization that solve all problems. Even if you've got the greatest tool, whether it's Chat GPT or whatever the next great technology is, you've got to have somebody deploying that tool. So the real solution for me, and don't sell it to anybody else because it's going to be a great competitive advantage, is how do I find the best people to use whatever else tool is available and to solve whatever problem we have in the organization.
All right. I love it. I'm here for it, honestly. I think that tool would solve a lot of companies, issue on trying to find top tier talent for their needs.
We can start a new company. We'll just fold it into Versium and we'll deploy it. We'll add
There
it.
you
We'll
go.
add it.
Perfect.
You know what? We'll add it to our data processing workbench, and I guarantee it would be the most used tool on the bench.
Oh yeah, absolutely. All right. Sounds good. I'm all in. Now, what is the one piece of advice that you would give yourself if you were able to go back to the beginning of your career?
So I've held a lot of hats. I've been CEO, I've founded a company, I've been CMO. But if you go back to the beginning, I started out, I got an electrical and computer engineering degree. So I was technically trained. And on my journey of doing different things, at one point it dawned on me that all of these functions, whether it's marketing, sales, product, if you could boil it down to an equation, it makes you really focus on how do you succeed in that ambition. So speaking about marketing, and I do think of it this way, and it took me a while to figure this out, and it was just so obvious. And maybe it was because I was trained as a problem solver with an engineering background, but really marketing can be boiled down to an equation. And an equation is a bunch of variables equals an outcome. And in this case, equals success or equals revenue or equals leads, whatever. You can break it down into even sub-functions. And the whole thing about an equation is, what are the essential variables that affect success? And if you can determine which variables impact the outcome the most, that gives you focus. And so you focus on the biggest priorities in the different things you would do, right? And marketing, to me, the equation looks something like, do I have an ideal product that solves a big problem? Then you have something. But, wait a minute. What is the core messaging to get that product knowledge out into the market so they know it exists? So now we're starting to talk about the key variables. And if you do each of the different things, now what is the vehicle to get that ideal message about the ideal product that solves a big problem? What is the ideal messaging platform? Boom. All of a sudden you do that, you're going to have, and I'm boiling it down to the 5 or 6 key essential variables. And each problem has a different set of variables, and each functional thing happens. And so if I'd have known that a little bit sooner, I would just been that much more effective at an earlier point in time.
All right. I love it. That's amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with me. So we're at the end of our interview now, and I want to give you the last word. if someone were to forget about everything we've talked about in this interview today, what is the one thing that you want them to take away about your company?
The one thing is that data and data solutions will tremendously benefit your marketing efforts. And we have all the tools necessary that will help you maximize the data-driven journey, and you will substantially improve your marketing effectiveness. And it's a one-stop shop with all of these solutions within a simple, easy to use self-service interface, and people love it. So I think I would welcome everyone to come to Versium.com. You can sign up, you can get a trial, we give you free access to test this out. We can fix your data, we can enrich it, and we can help activate it, and you'll be very happy.
Awesome, amazing. All right, for our listeners, you heard it up here first. They've got everything you need for your marketing needs. All right, Chris, thank you again so much. It was a pleasure having you on Pathmonk Presents.